Hello, my name is Karen and I'm a community midwife at Darent Valley Hospital. Welcome to our information video on home birth. Home birth in this country has been unfashionable for years, jumping from post-war, where the majority of women birthed their babies at home, to the 60s, where the average was around 30%, to present day, where we've dropped, the national average has dropped down to around 2%. Many women assume they'll be having their babies in hospital simply because that's where their friends and relatives had their babies, and that's what's shown in the television and media. We are very fortunate here at Darent Valley Hospital in being able to offer women a choice of birthing options. We offer a midwife-led care unit with water births, an obstetric care-led unit and a home birthing service. We take great pride in promoting normality in pregnancy and childbirth, demonstrating our commitment to supporting women in their choices, one of those being where you would like to have your baby. When you first meet your community midwife at the booking interview, you will be given information on the choices open to you of where you can have your baby. We decided to produce this video as a means to giving you an insight on a safe alternative to a hospital birth and all the information you will need in order for you to make the right informed decision. During the video, we will be introducing you to a couple that have recently had a home birth, and we'll chat with them about why they chose a home birth, what they expected from it, what fears they had, and what it was really like in reality. I'd like to introduce you to a couple, Danny and Sabrina and their baby Blake. I had the pleasure of being at their home birth a few weeks ago, and I've invited them along to be part of this video so that they can talk to you or tell you a bit about home birth and why they chose it. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, yeah.
Hello. First of all, why did you choose a home birth?
Well, I wanted a home birth with my first because we've got a 5-year-old as well. And when I suggested a home birth, I think you was a little bit apprehensive, weren't you, at first? And with Jaden being our first, we thought we'd wait and see how the birth went the first time round, and if it was a good birth, we would consider a home birth.
So you had a hospital birth the first time?
Yeah, the first time I had a hospital birth. There's no issue there. It was a beautiful birth, really easy in a way. Didn't have any complications at all, which I knew that would be my goal, to have a baby at home. So 5 years later, we fall pregnant again, and the first thing I said was, would you consider having a home birth again?
And what were your thoughts about that, Daniel?
Apprehensive.
Yeah.
Obviously, you always sort of think worst case scenario. If anything happens, anything goes wrong, can we get to the hospital quick enough? Is there going to be enough on hand to help? But we were lucky, I suppose, with Jaden. The first time we had, like she said, we had a hospital birth. It was a water birth. We were very lucky. It went really well. So I think for us, really, it was a case of I had to trust what she was saying, and if she felt confident enough, then I just had to support her in what she wanted.
Yeah.
And just try and be there for her at that time, really.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we've got all sorts of things in place as well. If something was to have gone wrong, you know, we're all trained to recognise when things do go wrong so that we can act immediately and we can get you to hospital quickly. It's very, very unlikely that anything does go wrong. You know, it's very, very rare that it does. And if it does, we just phone an ambulance and we get you there pretty quick, blue light you in.
I never thought it would be any problem at all. It didn't even come into my head about accidents. Everybody that I mentioned about, I'm thinking about a home birth, that's their first thought. What about if it's, you know, anything goes wrong?
Yeah.
That wasn't even in my thought. And it maybe towards the end, because I heard it so many times from everybody, I thought, oh yeah, well maybe I'm being a bit, not really thinking into it enough. And then I started having second thoughts because I was listening to everybody else. I then decided not to listen and just go with what my heart.
Go with it. That's right.
And I'm so glad that I did just carry on with what I wanted.
I think it was good as well because we got to talk to our midwife and speak to her about it and any experiences she had had and such. It was good because she gave us a lot of good sort of advice and experience that she had had with that sort of situation, and it sort of allayed our fears a little bit. And also, like, she let us know that obviously when you're in hospital, midwives come and go from the room because there's so much going on at any one time, and because we was at home, basically as soon as the midwives turn up, they don't leave your side.
And you've got the one-to-one
care.
care.
Yeah, it's one-to-one care. It's fantastic. You've got a midwife for the mum, a midwife for the baby.
We even had a student midwife, which was even
really
an extra bonus as well.
Yeah. She really, I mean, it just completely made her day that she was at your home birth, because she absolutely loved it.
Even the aftercare was just, I'm not saying I didn't expect the aftercare, but the way the aftercare was put in place, a natural way as well, I was looked after so well, and I don't really remember getting that much in the hospital, because you're just, especially when everybody's gone, like when Dan had gone home and I was on my own with baby, and then I started breastfeeding, I was all like quite nervous. I wasn't very relaxed at all. But the second time round, even though it was a little bit different, like with the pain and everything, the pain was quite, the after, with the contractions were a lot more like painful.
More intense.
More intense than they were the first time round. But because I was at home, it was just easier that I could make myself a cup of tea. Well, you wouldn't let me, but I could, go and grab a cup of tea whenever I wanted. It was just more relaxed. And with regards to the health, the aftercare with the trainee midwife as well, she went and looked after me, ran my bath, helped me get in the bath, looked after me, got my stuff out of my hospital bag. Seriously, you wouldn't get that in a hospital.
It was just more personal. A hospital, everyone's got this sort of clinical thing about a hospital, is the smells, everything that goes around about it, which, I mean, we were so lucky the first time. The ladies were brilliant with Jaden, but having that one-to-one care at home, being comfortable in your own house, being able to, if you want to go and get a drink, go and get a drink, you know where everything is, where all your towels are and stuff. It was just nice. And also having Jaden as well, because we wanted him to feel part of it. We didn't want him to feel left out, because obviously he's had us to ourselves for 5 years. And it was really important for us that Jaden was there, he was going to be part of something. And that when he decided, luckily with our neighbours, he sort of said to us, look, can I go now? But it wasn't us saying to him, look, we've got to go, we're going to the hospital, and just, I guess in his mind, he felt we might be dumping on someone.
That's right,
So he made that decision, he went. And then it was quite nice that I went and got him during the night time, put him into his own bed, and then when he woke up in the morning, nothing's changed. Mummy and Daddy are still there. Mummy and Daddy aren't at hospital, it's not rushing about. He come into the room, and it was so surreal, like, we're in bed with baby, he walks in, Mummy and Daddy are there, baby's in bed, and we got to have that little bit of it was really personal time that you'll never get. You could never have that in a hospital. And it was nice, because he was going to school, he could sit in bed, he could have a little cuddle on his own, he felt like a big brother already. And it was just so much nicer. It was really nice.
Really lovely. So would you recommend first time mums have their babies at home?
I think I don't regret having my baby not at home the first time round. I don't, because everything happens for a reason. I'm glad that maybe the first time, maybe it is a good idea to have a hospital birth, but there is nothing wrong with having a home birth at all. But if I had the choice to do it again, I would have my baby. I wouldn't have a baby in hospital now. That's what I'm trying to say. If I had another baby, I wouldn't go.
Personally,
I wouldn't
for
do it
me,
again in
I was
hospital.
probably
I'd
the
be
one
at
that had
home.
the fears. Because obviously I wanted to make sure that she was okay. Yes, for me, I think the benefits of having a home birth compared to a hospital birth are far outweigh. I think they're fantastic. The personal one-to-one care, the fact you're in your own home, you don't have to say, oh, can you go and get us a drink? Can we have this? Can we have that? You know where things are. You just crack on, get on with it, and you do it all yourself. You have that one-to-one care, like I say. You've got a midwife for the lady. You've got a midwife for the baby.
You don't feel like a spare part.
No, and you're there, and you feel like you're getting involved. I mean, being there, I managed to. They gave him to me straight away. I was there. He was getting weighed. I was managed to cut the cord, and I felt like part of it as well. Whereas in a hospital, I'm not saying the dads can feel pushed out slightly, but because it was my house, I felt like we had more control over it.
Especially with the birthing pool, because as soon as I was saying to Jaden, I think Mummy's having the baby today. So I prepared him all day, and when he got home from school, he knew I was sitting on the ball, he knew I was having contractions, and he was preparing himself. So he wouldn't have seen any of that in hospital. So he was involved from the start, because he saw Mummy. I wasn't even in bad pain.
But he started off from the beginning though. I mean, from the fact that when we told him you're going to be a brother, we took him to a scan. He was allowed to have that all the way through. Then obviously we were lucky enough to have a home birth in a birthing pool. So we were there, he was helping me put the birthing pool up, putting the water in the birthing pool. He felt part of it all the way through it. and it was just so special to be able to share that.
Yeah.
With having the gift of a child anyway is fantastic, but when you think he's 5 and he's been such a big part of our lives, and the fact that we could share that with him all the way through, right till the end, just it meant so much.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And also with you being involved, you set up the birthing pool yourself. Nobody did that.
No. I
And you
felt like
cleaned
I
it
was
out and you
part of
helped.
the whole situation.
You helped,
you know?
and in the morning I was
Yeah.
like, okay, who did all that? It was you even got stuck in as well.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
I
And
worked out how to pump it out. And,
See, I didn't expect that either. I'm not saying that I didn't expect anything from any midwives, but the things that surprised me was just the aftercare and how hands-on you were, and the fact that after baby was born, you didn't want to leave.
Yeah, no, we don't just say, oh, well, there's your baby, we're going to go now.
I don't even think you wanted to go. I think you wanted to stay as well.
Yeah. So what were your worries and concerns then during your pregnancy as to what?
I tell you what, one of my main concerns is not getting in the pool on time. And
All right, yeah.
because I was so adamant, I knew that the birthing pool was my saviour to any type of pain relief.
Yeah.
And I remember on my 38-week check, my midwife said, don't get in the pool until your midwife comes out.
Exactly.
So I had to time it. It was all down to timing, and I didn't know if I knew the right time to call you guys. Well, you called them, didn't you? So I had to leave it till I was getting contractions every 5 minutes regularly. That's when I said, Dan, you need to ring them now. Because they were quite quickly, and it felt like I was in quite the last stages of my labour where they were very, very powerful and very quick.
Yeah.
And then he made the call, but I kind of felt a little bit embarrassed just in case I called at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want the midwife to come all the way out and then go back again.
But as well, the good thing apart with that as well is you make the call, the midwife comes to you.
Yes.
So you haven't got to worry about jumping in the car, make sure she's okay, getting stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
A lot of the
Then getting sent home again.
all the worry about, oh my God, am I going to be able to get to the hospital in time? Is it going to happen in a car?
Yeah.
That just allayed all my fears.
We really don't mind if we have to come out and examine you and you're not fully done, as far as you need to be, and then we can go off again for a couple of hours. We really don't mind doing that. We'd rather that we came out and saw you and reassured you maybe and said, well, just give us a ring in an hour or so.
Can't remember what time it was because
well, she was at our house within 20 minutes.
Yeah. She wasn't she? I think we called about. It was about 6:30ish, wasn't it? Because I know by 7ish, Jaden went, I think it's time for me to go now.
Yeah. She'd already prepared me as well, so I sort of knew that I would be coming up. And then when she rang me back, I said, well, I'll start making my way up just in case that you are further on than we think.
I think also what helped with everybody, like you, like Dan, myself and Jaden, is that we had the house set up for about a week.
Yeah.
The way it was, we've moved our furniture and we made it into like a birthing centre.
I think you can always, it's nice to be able to plan in advance like that. And I know you don't get that opportunity sometimes, it just happens, it's just life.
Yeah.
That's just part of it. But just having, we made sure that tables were moved out the way, moved the sofas away. We managed, right, this is where we're going to set up the pool, this is where it's going to be, we're going to have this stuff here, and everything, everything was sort of ready.
As well, weren't it? When you're going to get the baby changed and weighed where you had your area.
Yeah.
It was just nice to have that planning.
Yeah.
And because we had that planning, I suppose as well we felt we had more control over it.
Yeah.
We sort of thought, oh, hold on, we do know what we're doing here. We know we sort of got an idea of how things might go and how we can plan things, and the midwife's coming, what, this is there, and again it's that we're in control of this situation, rather than, like I said, we were lucky the first time, it was brilliant and the girls at the hospital were fantastic, but you're sitting in the room and then someone else is having a baby somewhere else and they're out the room, and then you're sitting there thinking, where are they, what's going to happen? But that's they come and they stay with you that whole time, and it just gives you that confidence as well, and it takes away the fear, and it means that I can concentrate more on her. Is she okay? Is she anything I can do to look after her, rather than where's the midwife? They're there, they're with you, they're supporting you all the way through.
And if you did, I mean, I know you said your little boy went next door, probably because it was at night time and he wanted to go to bed.
He wanted to play with the neighbours' kids.
Exactly, but if you did want to have your children there, or some other members of your family, or your friends or your family there, you can. In a hospital, you are limited to only 2 people in the room, but you can have whoever you like.
I kind of feel that, even though from the start everyone was saying to me, really, is your son going to be there for the whole time when you're giving birth?
Yeah.
I went, yeah, because I remember when I did it before, like when I had Jaden, I was really chilled and it was calm and it was longer periods. I had more time to recuperate from that contraction. This time around was bang, bang. It was so quick.
Yeah.
and the pain was a lot. I think I was moaning a little bit more, and I think that might have scared him. So I'm so glad that, I think kids sense these things. I'm so glad that he was like, I'm ready to go now. So I think it's really important, if you are going to have your children at home, to have something for them to do and set up an area that's their play area, even though they've got their toys there.
Yeah.
But they will find things to do, but especially things that are creative. He had me blowing balloons while I was having a contraction on a birthing pool. So you've got to try and have things for them as well.
Yeah.
If you are going to keep them at home, it may be an iPad or definitely have somebody else that can keep an eye on your son or your daughter, if you really want them to be involved and be, there while you're having birth.
Yeah. And so you said you had a water birth the first time as well?
Yes.
And was that the only pain relief that you had that time?
Didn't have anything else.
Yeah. Because I mean, other people that need a bit more than water. I mean, we can bring out gas and air and Entonox and things, but that's pretty much all you can have at home.
Yeah.
We can have TENS if you would like to use that.
I think the midwife did say that to me as soon as the lady came out. She came out and she examined me and told me how many centimetres dilated I was. I was a bit, I thought it'd be more than that. She said, no, it's fine, I can go back. I'll go for about half an hour. It might be half an hour, might be an hour.
But she also did say, though,
in the car,
if you want me to stay, I will stay.
Yeah.
If you feel more comfortable, I will go, and then if you need me again, I'll come back. So it wasn't a case of, well, I've checked you now, I'm off, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
It's a case of she was like, I'll stay. If you want me to stay, I'll stay. If you want a little bit of time, you can just do your own thing. Call me and I'll be back as quick as I can be.
Yeah.
And it was just, it was that reassurance that someone was going to be there all the time to look after you. And it wasn't a case of they're just abandoning you. I'm not saying do it at hospital because it's not their own fault, because they're very busy.
Yeah.
But it was just nice that it felt like she was only around the corner. She'd be there as quick as she could, and she's there to support us all the way through.
And she said that she had like the gas and air and all of that, the drugs that can help you in the car. And I said, just leave them in the car, I won't need it. She went, you sure? I went, honestly, just leave it, I don't want, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But I said, can I get in the pool yet? She said, not yet. So I had to wait. So when the lady had gone, it was literally within 35 minutes, if that. So we called her back out, and she sensed it straight away. I think we were quite adamant about our contractions. I had it on my phone. I had one of the contraction counters on my phone, so we wanted to make sure we had so many minutes apart, and we didn't want to sort of call at the wrong time. So the timing of it was key, getting the right timing of me calling you before to come home from work, then calling the hospital, then calling the midwife back, and it all flowed at the right time. And I think you just got to try and listen to your body. And there were parts when midwife had gone, I thought, oh my God, what about if she goes and the baby head engages even more, and I really want to push and she's not here? It does go through your mind.
Yeah.
What happens if it's too late and I haven't called on time? But I think they know when they've examined you, you've got to be realistic about how far.
Yeah, we've got an idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she wouldn't have left. She wouldn't have left if it was going to be that case that she'd left me within 10 minutes and the baby was there. But when the lady come back, we didn't have to count any more of our contractions, because she was just going, no, they're really regular now. So she said, I'm going to stay. So as soon as I knew that she was staying, I felt fine. We had another examination, and she said, yep. Then I said, can I get in the pool? Yeah, I could get in the pool. Thought they might slow the contractions down a little bit, but if anything, it actually helped and sped it up.
Because you was relaxed and your body was working and you released the right hormones, which got your labour working more effectively.
And it's the stress. It's
really well.
You're not feeling stressed about being somewhere that's not comfortable as well.
Yeah.
You're at home. You're in your home environment. You feel more relaxed.
Yeah.
You've got your things all around you. Anything that you need. If there's anything particular you want, it's there. It's on hand.
The music helped that you put on.
Like you say, you can just
have a playlist. I think you should get a playlist together if you're having
put
a
your computer on or something and play music
and stuff.
Yeah.
And candles, scented candles help as well.
It's just all stuff that's available to you in your own house.
Yeah, which you obviously won't be able to take scented.
I don't think you wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't have to go, can I just light a candle for a couple of candles for me?
Set the alarms off.
Yeah.
Probably not a good
and also
idea.
we ordered pizza, didn't we? But I didn't get to eat it. I couldn't eat it. But we ordered pizza for you and Jaden, didn't we? Because obviously I couldn't cook. And so when I got in the pool, she was like, I was just getting on with it, and my midwife was just watching me. And within probably about 20 minutes, if that, I think she must have called you. And then said, I'm going to get their second midwife. And I knew I'm definitely having my baby now. I know in your mind, I knew I was going to have my baby today or that day, but I still thought it could still last hours.
Yeah.
because you never know, do you?
No.
So as soon as you came in your uniform and stuff, I was like, this is it, this is happening. And I just felt even more relaxed that you'd come out, because I knew that my baby wouldn't be long until my baby was here.
Yeah.
So I was kind of excited at the same time. And even having 3 of you, I just felt so spoiled, because I had even like 3 expertise on board to help me deliver baby, and obviously you
It's
being
just that
there.
one-to-one care, isn't it?
Yeah.
In that time that you feel you're going to need it, everyone's there and it's one-to-one care.
I think what I would have done differently is definitely get more towels.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely, it sunk in my head afterwards. I was thinking, I
Loads
didn't
of
have enough
towels.
I thought 10 towels would be enough, but it's not, because you need towels for getting out of the pool.
Exactly.
I didn't even think about getting
towels
out
for
of
the floor because they're going to be wet.
Towels for the sofa, and then obviously a plastic thing under the sofa.
Yeah.
So
Towels
it's
for the baby.
towels for the
Yeah.
baby, and then you need towels for yourself when you have your shower.
Yeah.
Then you need towels for the week, like tomorrow and the next day.
Yeah, so lots of towels.
So I had to ask my neighbour for about 5 towels, and I thought I had enough. But
Yeah,
that's one of the things I would have done.
yeah. I mean, we do provide some things to put around.
Yeah, you've got the home birth box that you.
We have, yeah. We do bring a home birth box. We bring that to you when you're about 36 weeks. That's when you
I had it. I didn't touch it though. I left it in the corner.
And it's just got lots of bits and pieces in it that we need, that we'll spread around and stuff. So because we can't carry everything in our car all the time, and obviously we like it to be there ready. So when we get there, I mean, obviously we do carry stuff in our car, like all the resuscitation equipment, just in case something was to go wrong at the end. But you know, that's very, very rarely does that happen. It's just probably the baby just needs a little bit of help with breathing initially. Then that's done and dusted. So we do carry a lot of stuff with us, but we do have a lot that we give you to keep there ready when we get there.
I think what was really nice, that was the personal touch. I remember asking my midwife in one of the checkups, I said, oh, the only thing about home birth, you don't get the little hospital tag. And she said, no, it's all right, just we'll get one and put in the box for you, so we'll definitely, you can have that little keepsake.
Yeah.
And that completely went out of my mind as well. And then I think the first midwife came and said to me, oh, you can have this as well, I've got the measurements. And
Oh,
you
I
can
did.
have the
Yeah, I got
little
that out of my bag. Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, I didn't even have to ask. I would have completely,
tape measure.
that would have gone out of my mind. So those little extra things do make it. I think if you didn't have that, you would have felt like, oh, I really wanted the little bracelet to put in the book.
And we do
things
try and
like
make
that.
it as special as possible.
And
for
obviously
you.
the photos that the student midwife took as well was really nice. And videoed us.
Yeah.
We probably wouldn't have had that moment.
You wouldn't have had that in the hospital.
No.
So,
It's just more relaxing, it's more personal. It just takes all the, we've got to get to hospital, we've got to find somewhere to park, oh my god, have we got money, have I got change to put in the
It
put in the
changes
car
it back
parking?
into a natural process, doesn't it?
You go back 40, 50, 60 years, and all your grandparents and stuff, the majority of them were born at home.
Exactly.
And it seems more natural, there's more going on.
Hello.
Hello.
This is Big Brother.
This is Big Brother. Coming in. Oh. So yeah, it's just more natural. It's far more natural. It's brilliant. I say I couldn't recommend it enough, and I was the one that was doubting, I guess.
Yeah,
So
he now says to me, you never have another baby at hospital. I went, oh, we're having another one. He went, yeah. And I said, oh, we need to sell the pool, because obviously it's not that expensive. You can get really good birthing pools for like, I don't know, maybe £70 to £100. And I was going to sell mine second hand, because you get all the equipment, get the liners.
Yeah.
And it's really, really easy to put up and put down. And that was my worry as well. I thought, God, it's a bit complicated, but I think you make it complicated. It's not. Watch the video how they do it. It's like putting up a paddling pool.
Yeah, it is. And we always recommend that you put it up beforehand as well and have a practice run.
Yeah.
Just so that
Exactly.
you know how quickly, how much time you need to get it put up, how much time it takes to fill it up, to do all of these things. Yeah, exactly. And then we always help anyway to clear everything up afterwards.
It was a pump that we didn't know what to do with it, did we? We went on YouTube and went,
she did that.
and you connected it all. And
I was sitting there having cuddles and she was doing the pump.
I emptied
It
the
was
pool.
brilliant, yeah.
God,
Out the window in the rain,
so I was planning to sell the pool, and then Dan was like, no, we're keeping it. I went, really? He went, I've cleaned it all out, it's all nice, it's perfect. No,
It's a lovely
new.
paddling pool as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
He said, no, we're keeping it for the next one.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so we're having back home births all the time now. And you said, yeah.
I couldn't recommend it enough. I really
So you'd
couldn't.
recommend it to your friends, to your family, to
Definitely.
your colleagues?
Yeah, definitely.
Wonderful.
I couldn't speak. It was such a special moment at such a special time that I don't know. We was lucky with this one. That was brilliant. We were really lucky with that. But this was just something. So it was amazing, really. So lucky. You know, just having all that around and in your own environment, in your own home, being able to
Yeah.
share it with your friends and family,
Yeah.
and you've got more control over it.
Yeah, yeah. And
So
we
much
love being there
more
as well. When we come
control.
away and we feel like we know you really well, you
Yeah.
know. It is a lovely experience for us as well.
And there was one other thing about obviously the equipment and things. I think in my head I remember asking the midwife about what happens with certain, like with the placenta and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
didn't realise that you take it away as well. So
we
there's
clear
another
up
thing.
everything. We don't leave anything behind
No.
at all. We take everything away. So all you're left with really is your pool to clear up.
And your baby, of course.
And obviously, yeah, but we take everything away with us and get rid of it all.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, then we come back and see you almost immediately the
Yeah.
next
Yeah,
day.
I get
Brilliant.
loads of. Every day or every other day, I had someone come around for about a week.
Yeah.
we
Which is
weren't
really nice.
before with Jaden. We tend to go to sort of like the to the different midwives and to the different checkups. And we seem to have to go out to places. Whereas with this, everyone came to us. It was like we was in and they was coming to our house.
Yeah.
And they said, right, someone will be here in 2 days. Whereas before with Jaden, it was like we would have to drive places and go and see people who gets measured, gets weighed.
Yeah.
Everyone just seemed to come to us this time. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Had loads of different midwives, and the things they don't give you a time either, which is quite nice because they see you in your own environment, natural, and yeah, it was good. But I remember when he was like 3 days old, I texted my midwife, "Am I allowed to go out?" Because I've been indoors for so long. I didn't have cabin fever or anything. I thought, I think I need to go and get some fresh air, but because I was in every day, I thought, well, I just forgot to go out. So she said, no, it's fine. Go and take the baby out. It's not a problem. You can go out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was nice aftercare, definitely.
So, now that you've heard from Sabrina and Danny about their lovely home birth and you're considering having one yourself, just speak to your community midwife and she can put everything in place for you. If everything's not going as straightforward as you'd like it and perhaps you can't have a home birth, come to hospital and have your baby there because you'll have an equally lovely experience and we'll do our best to make it the most positive experience for you there.